What's up, YouTube family, and welcome to another episode. On this episode, I'm going to be taking you guys along with me as we edit this particular image I shot yesterday. I'm going to show you how I went from this image right here to this image right here. So every single thing I did, Capture One and Photoshop, will go over everything. Before we start, I just would like to explain how the image was shot. It was shot using mostly natural light. I say mostly natural light because I did have a bit of feel from my modeling lamp. Okay, so as you can see in the video I'll put up right now, you can see that my Zodox 8400 in the softbox is right there to camera left, and it's just filling some of the shadows a bit, but it's largely natural light and it's a beautiful image, don't you think? So let's jump straight into Capture One, and we are here in Capture One, and I'm going to show you, like I said, we're going to go from here to here. And as you can see, the first thing obviously is that there's a massive change in the color of the outfit. I just wanted something that was a bit more attention grabbing, and this is very easy to do. To do this in Capture One, all you need to do is go to your colors tab, scroll down, go to color editor, and go to advanced. Okay, so in advanced you can pick the picker tool, which is right here. Pick the tool and then select I think this is lilac that addresses right now. Guys, there are many ways to change colors, but in this particular image, because there's nothing remotely close to the color purple or lilac in the image, we don't need to do any kind of selection. We can just move our sliders this way or that way, and you can see a huge difference in the color. So I'm going to push it all the way to the right and also add some saturation. Okay, now the good thing is that if you've done this and you still aren't at the color you want, you can use your picker tool again and pick this new color. You see it selects a brand new one here, and then you can shift your hue again. So I'm just going to shift the hue again. I'm going to reduce the lightness a bit because I want the colors to be dark and rich, and then increase saturation just a tiny bit. Okay, not too much, just there is fine. I'm just going to zoom in, and as you can see here, what's happening here is that there are some colors here that are not shifting as much. So that's because this is the range of colors that we're working with, and it's probably falling somewhere outside here. So I'm just going to extend this and extend this a bit. I'm also going to do that for the first selection as well. Extend and extend. And as you can see, that solves that problem for us. Voila. You can press comma to zoom out completely. That's just a quick shortcut for you. And then let's zoom in. So, yeah, so we have our image already, color changed and looking good already. You can press Y to see what it looks like before and after. All right, the next thing I want to do is, because this is like a backlit style kind of image, we really want the highlights to be blown out or pop. I'm going to go to my adjust tab here and push my highlights all the way up. Okay, so this is what it looked like before, and you know, before you could start to see the burglary picking up and everything, but now I'm going to push it up, and excuse me, all of that is completely gone. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is, I just want the image to have a bit more contrast or pop a little bit more. So I'm going to, still in my adjust tab, go to clarity and push clarity up a bit. Okay, so push my clarity up a bit, and right now this is where we are before and after. And I'm going to do a split view so you can see exactly what the before and after is doing. Okay, and by the way, in Capture One, if you want to see before and after of just a particular tool, you can hold your Option or Alt key and hold this little undo button for that tool there. So here you can see what the clarity is doing before and after clarity. And if I go to my color tab and hold Alt or Option and click this, you can also see before and after of just the color. All right, that's a quick tip there. For my white balance, I think I'm happy with how I shot it. The only thing I'm going to adjust before we go into Photoshop quickly is our face is just a tad bit underexposed or not matching the exposure on our body. So to fix that, I'm going to create a brand new layer by clicking add here. Okay. So we're on a brand new layer, as you can see, adjustment layer 1. And I can just name this face. Okay. And then we're going to press B for brush. Right click, make sure you're in opacity and flow of 100%. And then I'm just going to press M. Okay, so what M does is that M shows you where you have brushed and where you haven't brushed. It's basically a mask, okay? So I am going to start brushing. And as I brush, oh, let me push M again, okay. You can see that it shows red in the areas that have been brushed, and we're just going to keep brushing. Be careful with the edges. I mean, it's going to be a bit more forgiving in this picture because, you know, our edges are completely blown out, but just be careful with the edges for other kinds of pictures. And just going to brush, brush, brush. Okay, so we can zoom in, and I'm going to push E for eraser. Make sure you're using the actual eraser tool for this, not the magic eraser tool. And then I'm going to right click and say auto mask. So what auto mask does is that it helps you to kind of make sure that your edges are clean. So I just need to brush a bit, and it would hopefully calculate and fix some of the edges for me. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's not as good, but okay. And like so. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to create something like a gradient quickly, because I don't want to increase the exposure here and then just have an abrupt change here. So I'm going to press my brush again and reduce that opacity and flow a bit, and then just start to create sort of like a fade off gradient from the last place I brushed. You get, so I see this a lot where people brush and it's just so obvious that it was brushed. So you have to be careful and be artistic and be smart in the way you brush. Okay, so I'm going to push M to take off the mask again and go back to my adjust tab while on my face layer. And we can use any number of tools to do this. We can use exposure, we can use, you know what, let's try using exposure. So I'm just going to push up a bit. Okay, and then levels, and then just push my whites up a bit, just a bit. All right, so if I go to my layers tab, you can see, and I turn this off and on, you can see how much difference that makes to the face already. I can just reduce the opacity of this a touch, so it's not too much. And while we're there, I might as well just brush our legs just a bit, so with the low opacity and flow, okay? Because I don't want to over brush it, and then I'm just gonna brush, increase, just make her skin pop a little bit more. So note, I'm not brushing this at 100% opacity because it will be too much, and so I'm good with this. All right, the next thing is to crop 4x5. Instagram has forced us to crop 4x5. I mean, wouldn't you have loved 2x3 in this image? Let's see what 2x3 looks like. 2x3 is good. I'm not sure I like where it's cropping our legs at, so I'm just going to stick with Instagram friendly 4x5. I'm just going to crop right above her knees, just right above her knees, right there. There we go. So we've gone from here to here, okay? Now we can go into Photoshop. So to do that, just right click and say edit with Adobe Photoshop. I work with TIFF, leave it in TIFF, uncompressed, and edit variant. Okay, so in a minute, Photoshop opens and we can start working in Photoshop. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. Okay, so here we are in Photoshop. When you have white backgrounds like this and you're not sure, you know, how much detail is showing, you can use a check layer. I have an action here called create check layer. I am going to put a link in the description below to download this action. It's basically a frequency separation action, but it comes with this create check layer. All right, so you turn on invert, turn on black and white, turn on solarize, and then you can see, so this is pretty much clean. Everything is good apart from just this little edge here. And then I can go back to my image. Let me just create a new layer, and I mean, we have tons of ways to fix this: patch, clone stamp, content, however. I'm just going to use patch. By the way, I changed my patch tool by pressing J. J is a shortcut, right? And then just drag this, and that is fixed. Okay, so I can delete my check layer now, and I'm sure that the whites are white. Okay, so first thing, we want to obviously do some frequency separation to clean the skin up, and we want to, I see there's some wrinkles on her dress, and I'd like to fix all of this as well. So we're going to fix both with frequency separation, but we're going to do two different frequency separations, right? Because for the dress, I'd like to use a lower number because I'm not so bothered about the details as much. But for her face and her skin, I want to keep as much detail, so I'll use a higher radius when I'm creating my frequency separation. So we'll start with the body and the face. And for this kind of image, I'm going to use somewhere, say like 8 or 9. Let me try 9. Say OK. By the way, this action is on fxray.com. I'll put a link in the description below if you don't have the action, so you can download it. All right, so I'm going to zoom in. If you want, this is not a frequency separation tutorial. I have one of those already. If you want to watch that video, I am going to link it up right here, right now, somewhere on the right or on the left. I'm new to this, I don't know where it pops up. It pops up somewhere. But I'll put it at the end of the video. Okay, so nothing too crazy because I shot a really high ISO. We don't have as much detail on the skin, but it's fine. The picture is a lot more about the whole thing and not just what the retouching is like. So I'm just going to use my clone stamp on my high layer and go over. Again, guys, if you want to learn frequency separation, I have a video on how frequency separation works. It's on my channel right here, and I would link it at the end of this video. Okay, so I'm good with that, and next thing is to brush. So I'm just gonna push this. Right, mixer brush. For people that are always asking about mixer brush settings, you can see it here: wet 21, load 23, mix 22, flow 18. It's not that deep. Anything around these figures works, and you can adjust accordingly if you don't like what you're seeing. Now, I'm using my check layer because it helps to show you exactly where the different tones interact with each other, and you know where to brush and where not to brush. What do you guys think about micro dodge and burn? I don't know how to do it, you wouldn't believe. Maybe I'll learn it. I feel like I get good results with FS, so I haven't felt the need to learn micro DB. But I guess, I mean, it can't hurt to know it, right? Can it? Okay, so just little brushing, nothing too crazy. So this is a neat trick here. If you want to brush somewhere that's close to an outfit and you don't want it to get into the outfit, you can just press W quickly. That's your quick selection tool. And just make a rough selection of that area, right? Like so. And then when you brush, no matter how much you brush, it's never going to go into the part that is not selected. So that's a good trick. All right, so brush, and then I'm just going to brush. So you notice on the laps here, I'm not brushing horizontally. I'm almost like diagonally along the way the light is falling on our legs. I don't want to disrupt that pattern. I just want to enhance it. Nothing too crazy. Turn off the check layer so I can see. and just enhance that highlight right there on the leg. Okay. Yeah, and we are good. I'm done with the skin. I think I'm happy with it. Nothing too crazy, just, you know, there's more to creating amazing images than retouching. Retouching is not the cake batter, it's the icing on the cake or the cherry top. All right, so I'm going to flatten all of this with Shift Command E, and then press play again and do a different frequency separation layer. Now this one I'm going for the outfit, the dress. So I'm going to use 2, and okay. Now with my mixer brush tool, I'm just going to brush. Now you have to be smart about this and make sure you follow the patterns of the dress. Don't brush colors that shouldn't be in some certain areas into some other areas, right? So just do that. Okay. Okay. Some of these might be stubborn and not want to go. You can just go back to your high there and then work on them there as well. Alright, by the way guys, if you are not yet subscribed, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a thumbs up if you've learned something. Even if you've not learned anything, please subscribe. I like the video. The channel is growing. We got monetized the other day, which was good. Whoop whoop. So please help the channel grow. We want to, what's our next goal? I think we're about 3,000 subscribers now. We want to get to 5,000 subscribers, okay? Or 10,000 subscribers. Let's dream big. So please subscribe, like the video, share the video with your photographer friends, you know. And don't skip the ads. Watch the ads. Help us make money. All right. How is this looking? This is looking good. It's looking good. Let's see before and after. Ooh, that's some good ironing right there. Okay. We are brushing. Okay. All right. So this is before and after. I mean, you can take your time with this and do extra stuff if you want to, but just, this is what this looks like. Okay. All right. Oh, I forgot to do something in Capture One. I'll do it when I go back. All right, so we're done with that. I think it's pretty much done in Photoshop. I'm going to flatten, so delete my check layer, Shift Command E, and then Command S, right? And that saves. And then we can go back to Capture One, and we should find the image somewhere. Where is it? So this is it, right? And this is before Photoshop and after Photoshop. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do quickly is just do some finishing touches to this image. I'm going to go to my color balance tool and just bring down the midtones a bit. Right, bring down midtones a bit, and then also increase clarity again, because I want to, this image can take it because it has, the background is pretty much just blown out, so it can take as much clarity as we can give it. So press Y, and you can see before and after all of that. Okay, maybe bring up the midtones a bit, so much. Okay, and create a new layer for the face again. I still feel like the face needs to pop just a touch. And this time I'll use something different, okay? Okay, let me create that layer again. And just say face. Fave. A 9 days for you. Is it Fave that sang that song? I think so. Alright, so let's use a different tool. I'll use the radial gradient tool by pressing T or coming up here and picking radial gradient mask. Right click and make sure it's clicked on draw mask inside, and then just draw. Right, you can press M to see the mask, and then you can adjust the sliders in between to feather it a bit. Okay, and then whatever you do is only going to affect that little area there. So I'm going to push this guy again, and so we can see before and after. Our image is popping, and let's just try and see if we can add any style to it. So here you create a new field layer, and then you can double click here and say style. Okay, right click on style and say apply adjustments from built-in styles, spring, and let's just try spring 07. And I like this. So I knew because I edited this picture already, and this worked for it. So this is before the style and after the style. Sorry, this capital T is bugging me. Style, okay. And then you can reduce the opacity here as you see fit. But this is it. And I just press full screen, and voila. We are done. We are done. Are we done? Are we done? Okay, one more thing. And I can do that on the background layer. Ooh, this is blown out already. I think it's blown out because of what I did to the face. Okay, so if I press M, you can see the gradient I put on the face. And now I'm just going to erase it from the earrings. Now the earrings have a bit of blue to them, which I like. So I want to, and that contrasts really well with the burnt orange that we made the outfit look like. So still an orange, you know now. So what I'm going to do now is on my background layer, I am going to go to the colors tab, quickly go to advanced and just pick that color, right? Pick that color, just give it some extra and add saturation, reduce lightness. I should really have done this before we went to Photoshop, but let's go one more round, pick it again. Okay, all right, so we are done, before and after. And let's just compare. So I'll reset this. And this is where we started from, and this is where we ended up. Okay. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's basically it. We're done. Quickly, how many minutes? 24, perfect. Already done at 30 minutes. So guys, I'm going to be bringing you more videos. Please, like I said earlier, make sure you like and subscribe. And something big is coming soon. We're going to drop our style pack for Capture One. It's coming soon, so look out for that. Please share this video with your friends, watch multiple times, slow it down, watch again, and I hope you really enjoyed it. So until next time, what did you say, Maja? Huh? Don't skip the ads. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great one. Cheers.